Holy crap, that's such a hit.
So they released their top 10 offenses. Colorado's number 8.
This moment in sports history will be remembered as one of the better fights, man. Like,
Put the cherry on top, they played Austria today. Guess the score of that game? 32-25 to not medal for bronze.
Hello and welcome back. Episode 6 of Bros in the Bleachers podcast. Welcome. And you might say we got three people in the video for this podcast today. But I would like to introduce myself. I'm your host, Drew.
I'm your co-host, Matt.
and I'm your guest slash co-host, Jake. How we doing?
Yeah, we thought Jake was kind enough to run it back this week, and we got Mathis back this week. So we had to run it 3 times. 3, baby. So super pumped to have everybody in here.
Boys are back.
Action.
Boys are back. Just had so much fun. I had to come back, just got to get in the bleachers with the bros, come on, make it happen.
Yes, sir. There's always room in the bleachers. So our rundown today, sports history, current events, our bench replay, worst tweet, and then our new segment of Olympic betting. So just for this coming week, we have the Olympics coming up that start Friday. So we share our best picks that we like in the Olympics to choose. And then finally our double down bleacher ranking segment. So we'll definitely get on to that later. But who wants to lead us off on to what happened today in sports history?
Dude, I hate the summer picks for sports history. It's bad. These months of July and August.
Well, I was surprised by the one that you picked because you're such a big fan of said sport that you're going to talk about and knowledgeable,
right?
Of
course.
Might as well lead off with that one. So July 21st, 1989, Mike Tyson KOs Carl Williams in a minute 33 to win the heavyweight title. That seems pretty fast for a heavyweight. I don't know much about boxing, but that seems pretty fast.
I feel like landing a blow to the temple at any weight definitely is going to hurt, but especially behind a heavyweight, that definitely feel like they can go some more rounds for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Tyson looks like he could still do that now because last night's fight was supposed to be Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, but I'm not sure
what happened to that.
It got pushed back to November, and then Jake Paul had to fight Mike Perry, who, by the way, is an absolute psycho, but got paid enough to take a dive. Well, not a dive, but to lose. So
didn't Jake Paul knock him out?
Yeah, I think he got knocked down 3 times, and then it was a TKO.
Yeah, definitely got knocked down a few times for sure.
But yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson looks like he could still fight. So
you should fight him.
I've seen those things before where it's like, would you fight Mike Tyson at any, like, what age of Mike Tyson do you think that you could beat him at? Like I believe that he was like
5 years old.
Right, 5 years old. You're confident you could take him down, Matt?
I think so, maybe.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's doing sit-ups and push-ups in his room at 5 to getting ready for that fight too.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Mike in the peekaboo style. So, Jake, you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll go. So on this day, July 21st, 1973, Henry Hank Aaron hits his 700th home run versus the Phillies. I did a little bit of homework on the game. At that point, he was the second player ever to hit 700 home runs. Obviously, ended up beating Babe Ruth at that point. But then that was his age 39 season where he hit his 700th home run, and then played until age 42 season. So he played 4 full seasons from 39 to 42. At that age, hit 82 home runs, 260 RBIs in those 4 seasons from ages 39 to 42. I think that that's just absolutely insane. So Henry Hank Aaron, definitely one of the dogs.
I'm checking out his stats. I mean, he played since he was 20 years old. I didn't know that.
22 years in the bigs, man. Yeah, he's definitely been balling for a long time.
How good would he be though? Like right now, do you think in today's league? He might be mid in today's league.
Hot take. I mean, I think that again, the age of pitching has totally changed. So I don't think that you're that far off, but I mean, anybody that's hitting 733 into like not the dead ball era, like I think we give him a little bit of credit. Like he definitely wasn't juicing. He's not like a McGuire Sosa where you got to like put or a Bonds even you put an asterisk a little bit by it. But overall, I think he's balling out a little bit.
Francisco Lindor or Hank Aaron?
Oh my God. I would take Hank Aaron 10 times out of 10 over Lindor.
Yeah, I want a field full of Hank Aaron's before I want a field full of Francisco Lindors for sure.
What batting average do you think Lindor would have in this era, Matt? Let's go off with that. From the
What's he at
50s and
right
60s.
now? Because
I'll-
The Mets aren't bad now. They're pretty decent.
they're definitely over 500.
Yeah.
Lindor is looking at, bear with me.
Lindor is hitting
254.
254.
What? Whoa. Because when I saw him in person a couple months ago, he was hitting 094.
That'll happen when it's the first month of baseball, Matt.
No.
He's also known for starting out cold too, but
Happens to
yeah,
the best of us.
Hammerin' Hank, legend, goat. Put some respect. Looking at you, Matt.
Shut up.
But that'll leave it to me. I'll have this day on July 21st. Jack Nicklaus in 1963 wins the PGA Championship, his third major of 18 majors. You can argue and say that Jack Nicklaus is the GOAT of golf, over Tiger Woods. But there is an argument you could say that Tiger did it in less tournaments, has a better winning percentage. But
Jack Nicklaus or Hank Aaron?
dude, I mean,
At that point, you're going for titles, and we're definitely taking Jack at that point. Like Hank Aaron is definitely amongst all of the Hall of Famers, and Jack Nicklaus is is arguably at the top of the mountain of the best golfers of all time. So taking, I want a field full of Jack Nicklaus's before I want a field full of Hank Aaron's.
Yeah, thanks two batting titles over Jack Nicklaus 18 majors. And also a crazy stat for him too. I think Jack also had the most runner-ups of any in just majors in general. I remember looking up, it was pretty crazy. And I believe the most third places as well over Tiger Woods in both second and third place running places. So he could have a lot more.
Tigers first or last, baby. Come on, we're playing to win. You play to win the game.
Play to win the game. And by the way, it was Dennis Green I was thinking of. That was the wrong head coach, but Herm Edwards who says
Herm
that.
Edwards. We learned that. We learned that.
Yes, sir. But all right, that wraps up sports history today, and we move on to current events. I'll lead us off. Current events: Jaguars, new throwbacks. Thank God. I think they're sick.
I still haven't seen them yet.
Do you know
Oh, you got to pull it up.
Yeah, do you know
I'm pulling it up right now.
The David Garrard throwbacks?
Yeah.
They're bringing those uniforms back. The Prowling Jaguar is what they're calling them.
They're nice.
They're clean.
Yeah,
I think this should be permanent.
Nice striping on the side. Really kind of gives me even like that MJD feel back a little bit too. So,
dude, he was such a dog. He was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, players you think about wearing those jerseys are Mark
these
Brunell,
are nice.
Fred Taylor.
These are nice.
You got Fred Taylor, MJD. I think Jimmy Smith, was another player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, John Henderson. You ever see that video, John Henderson, when he's getting slapped in the face before pregame? If not,
I
you
can't
should.
say, but clip that, show it to the crowd. I got
pretty electric. Elite jerseys, they would be instant top 5 in the NFL if they made them permanent, because they went down.
Who has the best jersey in the NFL? I think top 2 are the Lions and the Broncos.
I do like the Lions blue. The Lions blue is not bad.
It's sick.
I'm gonna insert crickets for that pause. But yeah, Jaguars new uniforms better than when it was the split gold black down the middle helmet with Blake Bortles in the playoffs against the Steelers that one year. If you guys remember now.
Definitely. I kind of sort of. I remember those jerseys and just being like, damn, in that era, those were some of the top jerseys that were out there for sure.
Yeah. So they should make them permanent, make it happen. Who's the owner of the Jaguars again? Guy with the mustache.
What's his name?
I'm gonna look it up. Shahid Khan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, him. So make it permanent. That's all I gotta say. So I'll let whoever wants to take over next.
Here, Jake, you go.
Matt, you're up on your current events.
Oh, my turn. All right. I don't know if you guys saw this week, but Caven Sullivan, 14 years old, debuted for the Philadelphia Union in the MLS at 14. So he came in towards the end of the game. They were up 5-1 over New England, and that's when he made his debut. He is the youngest player ever to sign a professional sports contract in the US for the major sports. So for NFL, MLB, yada yada. He's the youngest one ever to do it. And what's like kind of crazy is in his contract, when he turns 18, there's an agreement that he's going to be shipped off to Man City.
Damn, Man City got in early.
Yeah,
That's how it works, though.
that's
I
how it
remember
works.
Is it a
Freddie
loan?
Adu. Yeah, Freddie Adu is a similar scenario. I believe Kavan beat out Freddie Adu for being the youngest, but
He
he
did.
kind of
He
in
did.
that early like 2000s era, like I believe he played from like 14 to 17, maybe in like the US system, and then got shipped out to I forget which team. But that's how
Yeah.
it works. It's crazy. They're farming kids at
Can
14 to be able to be soccer stars.
you imagine going to like your freshman year of high school? Oh, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I played in the Philly game.
Yeah, I played
I
in
played in the
professionals.
professional soccer game.
You
Quite the
guys know,
weekend.
right?
I played Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's pretty wild to hear that Man City already has dibs on a 14-year-old kid.
Dude, when did they start scouting them? Like it's probably the same in baseball. Like they send the scouts to the DR and they looking at 12-year-olds,
Oh, for
10-year-olds.
sure.
Yeah, those kids in the D are hitting bottle caps like
Well,
it's nothing.
hey, and then they turn out great.
I mean, they have the most players in the MLB, it seems like.
Matt, when you bring that up too, I remember that there was a story earlier this week. I'm gonna mess up this name. Please don't kill me. Esquiel Rivera.
Hmm.
He's a teenager from Caloocan, Sonora, and he just got signed by the Dodgers, and he's 14 as well. So I'm not
Wow.
sure exactly how that all works. I'm pulling up the article right now, but uh again, just farming talent at a young age. I don't blame him, definitely if you see the spark,
Yeah.
fan the flame,
I
but
mean,
play
we
the
we
game.
even see it. We even see with college football. There's eighth graders getting offers now.
Matt, what do you think? Baby Gronk or Hank Aaron?
Oh, give me baby Grunk. Let's go.
There you go.
I
The
think I
long-term
think
talent's there.
I think baby Gronk's decommitted like 8 times already.
Hey, when you got the talent, pressure makes diamonds, man. You got to find the right system to do it.
All right, Jake, you up?
I skipped this week. I missed out on my homework, guys, but I'll take the Rivera
Dude,
bringing up at the
wait.
14-year-old.
Wait.
When I saw that, I thought you meant Skip Bayless.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's no, I meant Skip in general, but no, I honestly, I'm not even lying. I don't know about the Skip story. You guys are breaking the news to me right
No,
now.
I just saw Skip. I assume you wanted to
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
some.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, isn't Skip's leaving Fox though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skip is leaving Fox. Yeah. Okay, there you go. That's my pseudo story right there.
Yeah.
That Skip Bayless is leaving Fox. I legitimately meant I'm skipping, but yes, Skip is leaving Fox. How
What
do
do
we
you
feel
think?
about that?
Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell, Jake.
Hey, I try. I
I
try.
think Fox Sports talk shows are going down the toilet.
Oh, cowards going down. Yeah, it's just not the same.
I mean, I don't know how many guests you put in front of Skip and how many he runs out of the building and host.
Big personality. You gotta show up for the big moments, I guess.
I mean, how much excitement can you draw up each week about talking about the Cowboys,
I know.
LeBron and the Lakers, and that's all I could think about that he talks about.
Well, did you guys see Stephen A's new contract? How much money he's getting?
Lay it on us.
I thought it. I need to check the numbers. Hold on.
Yeah, you better check the numbers.
Have issues doing that. But I remember seeing the amount. I'm like, this is wild. Um,
More than Pat McAfee?
uh, 3 million a year. Wait,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. All right, 25 million over 5 years.
Wide range, but but yes, 5 years, 25 million. That sounds like something he deserves. He is arguably the most electric personality when it comes to reporting. the most memeable, clippable guy for sure. So he's worth all of the impressions that come from every different digital media platform there is, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's so crazy money.
He's definitely the best at his job when it comes to those specific details. So but all right, that wraps up our current events, and then we shall move on. We have, excuse me, we have sorry, I'm scrolling. Oh, bench or play. Yeah, we have our bench or play this week. So if you want to, I can lead off for us.
Go for it, Drew.
So I think this is pretty cool that we've gotten to this point in Hard Knocks, but we have off-season Hard Knocks. I know it's been out for like a couple weeks now, but just growing up, seeing, being only able to read like news articles and stuff like that. You never had these kind of shows growing up to see that much in depth of the off season. I feel like everybody wants to hear the front office trade agreements and what could have happened. I thought it was pretty cool.
Who's the spotlighted team this season right now?
The Giants.
But did you guys see that clip that came out about how it was, I believe it was the GM was talking to ownership on a phone call with Saquon, having like the contract deliberations, and then the owner is heard on like whether it's a mic or in the background or in a something, is just like, I will be devastated if Saquon goes to the Eagles, and then he ends up going to the Eagles, and it's like, again, Drew, to your point, like I feel like as a kid, especially if you played any of like the Madden or college football games, you always like grew up wanting to be like the GM, the coach, like make the decision, and like now you get to see these shows, and it's almost like combines your love of like that feeling of those games and like what we get with reality TV now, and you get to kind of marry them together as a sports fan. It's fun.
And even the movies like Draft Day, kind of highlights the behind the scenes Moneyball you see from the GM perspective. I mean, that side of it is awesome.
Yeah, it's really sick. Some of the stuff that I saw were like the Saquon deal, that him losing, and then to hear the manager on the phone's like, yeah, Chicago Bears are really driving up the price on Saquon right now. You mean Saquon could have been a Chicago Bear, to think of it. And then you have the Brian Burns trade where the Giants GM's arguing with Dan Morgan, the Panthers general manager, over a 7th-round pick. Panthers GM's just nickel and diming for a 7th-round pick. It's just really cool to see that kind of stuff.
I wonder how toxic those phone combos get.
Oh, I bet it's the pettiest conversations ever.
And I bet there's some GMs that are just trolls, that are huge trolls.
They want to assess the value of their guys like all the time. I have no doubt in that.
Oh, Matt, too. And then like they're at the Senior Bowl and they're just on the sidelines having a chit chat. And then the Panthers GM just floats out maybe Burns. And then it's just like the Giants GM's like, hey, we might have a chance at Burns. It's just crazy to see just stuff like that, like random Senior Bowl. They're just, all this stuff is percolating and forming in the midst.
Sponsored by Reese's.
Yes, sponsored by Reese's Bowl. But yeah, I just thought
never,
that was really cool.
Never trust people who don't like Reese's.
What about
that's definitely a fair barometer of people.
You don't trust people with peanut butter allergies?
Well, nut allergies, you get omitted if you have a nut allergy.
Yeah. But number one, don't trust people who don't like dogs. Number two, don't trust them if they hate Reese's. Like, how? I don't get it.
You should crochet that on a pillow. Those are good rules to live by.
I should tattoo it on me.
I've been seeing the popularity of Reese's and s'mores over the summer.
Yes,
been rising.
yes. I saw that too.
I haven't tried that, but I gotta get that in my bag for sure.
They're like putting them next to each other in the grocery store. So like all the shit for s'mores, they're just putting Reese's now there.
Oh, Jake, you could grab a piece of tinfoil, put it on the sidewalk, and then put your Reese's and marshmallow on the ground. It's so hot where you
burn it to the ground. Holy moly! Tell me about it. Melting every day.
All right. My bench or play. The downfall of the ACC, the current state of it. Guys, I think their rumors are swirling around that FSU is adamant on leaving, and it could happen as soon as this year. And I think once Florida State is gone, then it's going to become a shit show. So, word on the street is the Big Ten is not interested in Florida State. They're not interested in Miami. They're not interested in Louisville because of the academics, prowess that the Big Ten wants its members to have. So they're going to gladly take North Carolina and Duke. But this could open the door for the Big 12 getting some major college football powers.
Dude,
But
Florida State's not even a bad academic school. It's gotten
I
so much harder to get into that
yeah,
school.
I know, but the Big Ten just they see like the reputation that these schools have, and they're just like, no, we want they're only gonna get Duke and UNC. I'm
I don't
calling it
understand
now.
it. I don't understand it. Why would you take Iowa then? It's not like Iowa's like a
I
big
know. I know.
academic
I agree
school.
with you. I
Not
know.
no shame. Not sorry, Iowa, but
I'm sure they have some good programs, but no, I think the ACC is done. Um, I think we're gonna by 2029, 2030, there's just gonna be three major conferences. But this is good for the Big 12 because we have the best basketball, but our football is still number three. If we get Florida State and Miami, Louisville, Louisville's great in basketball, their football's pretty good too. Virginia Tech, you know, Big 12's back.
Big 12 is back. There you go.
yeah, I appreciate your follow up to the topic I had last week.
What was your topic last week?
Oh man.
Florida State and Clemson going to the Big 12.
Oh, I was out of office.
Thanks for tuning. Thanks for
You
tuning
didn't, you
in.
didn't get the memo, shit.
But yeah,
Dude,
it's crazy.
it's just like, yeah, college sports is wild now. It's wild. So it'll be weird seeing Miami and Florida State with the Big 12 logos.
Will it though?
Dude, there's gonna be Miami fans walking in that stadium that have no clue what's going on one year. They're gonna see the Big 12 logo and be like, what?
Yeah, Miami fans are only like to show up when they're good, and it's been a while.
They need a little bit of a spark, but they'll come back. What the Big 12, ACC, whatever they're going to be in, they're coming back. Bring back that you know.
Did you guys see the craziness at Hard Rock for Copa?
Yeah, absolute madhouse.
Oh, people were crawling through the air vents, and the security they just gave in. They couldn't hold down the stampede. So then people who legitimately bought tickets, thousands of dollars tickets, couldn't get in. I'd be fuming.
I was seeing videos on social media right after that where it was, and it takes a certain kind of person to do this where you're interviewing people as the like traumatic event is
Yes.
happening to them. But they're
Yes.
like, you can't get into the event. How much were your tickets? And they're like, $5,000,
Dude.
$9,000 each,
Dude.
$15,000 for field passes. I would be
For
irate if that
I-
happened.
I would be in jail.
Well,
I would
people
I would be in jail.
Yeah, people will go to their seats, and then people are sitting in there.
They wouldn't
You don't-
move.
You don't expect me
I
to
would-
fist fight in the crowd. Like we're
Yes.
both going to
Yes.
jail.
Yes. If I had $15,000 seats, I don't care who's sitting in them. It could be Mike Tyson. It could be 5-year-old Mike Tyson. I'm throwing his ass out.
Throwing his ass out the club. But
I
all
feel
right.
so bad for those people.
Jake, who are you playing or benching this week?
All right. I'm playing Aaron Judge to get his career high in RBIs this year. I was looking through some of the numbers. I know it feels a little crazy, and maybe it doesn't because he's already leading all of baseball right now by 10 plus. But we're 100 games in the year, and he's got 86. His career high is 130. 132. So really all he needs is about 46 over the next 62 games, which it sounds relatively doable in my opinion. Again, he's probably going to hit some dongs. The Yankees are probably going to wake up towards the end of the year. But one stat that I found that was crazy is that Aaron Judge has been in the league for 9-ish years now, this being his 9th season. He's been an all-star 6 times. And in 4 of the 6 years that he's been an all-star, he's led MLB in at least one category. So whether that be runs, home runs, RBIs, slugging percentage, whether it be, and there's been years where he's led in multiple categories, right? But this year it's looking like RBIs might be his crown that he takes. I don't think that Triple Crown is en route because he's going to have the home runs, he's going to have the RBIs, but frankly, Stephen Kwan just qualified and he's hitting 360, and Judge is hitting 307. So unless Judge starts putting up some crazy numbers, I don't think that's happening. But career high in RBIs this year. That's my play for the week.
Well, I mean, 2 years ago when would he break the AL home run record?
He broke I believe it was the record, or I know at least for the Yankee side, it was the record because I know Roger Maris had the 61, and that was like the big number for
Okay.
them. So I think Judge got either tied at 61 or it got to 62. Yeah, he broke 62 on that. So he has the Yankees record for sure. And then again, this year he's already got 34. He's leading baseball again. So this could be another career year for Judge, but again, big year in RBIs for sure.
He could be at 160 this year if he keeps it up.
At 160, I mean, if he did 80 RBIs in 60 games, that would be some absolute legendary stuff. But I think that, again, over a 62 game stretch, you're looking at, really kind of the back half. He's played 98 of the 100 games that they've played this year, so he hasn't missed too much like significant time. Again, I think that 40-50 number is definitely within reach. Anything above that of doubling it, I get a little bit scared, but who knows? He could go on a tear for sure.
Well, the record is held by Hack Wilson. Played from 1923 to 1934 and had 191 runs batted in the year 1930.
Yeah, he's not taking the league, the history of RBIs, but just going to lead the league this year in RBIs for sure.
Hack Wilson or Hank Aaron, Drew? Which one?
I guess a field full of Hack Wilsons again, man. It's poor Hank. Poor Hank is
Hack
hey,
and Hank.
If Hack is getting 190 RBIs, I mean, you're taking a guy that not only he's got to get on base. Matt mentioned Moneyball. That's the big thing. Does he get on base?
We're buying hits.
We're buying hits.
We're buying runs. We're buying runs. That's
Yep.
what they said.
Does he get on base? I don't want him then.
All the memes that came out from Moneyball with that one scene where Jonah Hill is like has the he has like the drawing board. He's like, yeah. He'd be like, this is so and so. He does this really well in this. However, he has one flaw, and then it'll just be something out of completely left field. Stuff we can't say on the show.
That's so funny. No, that is definitely a feel good movie. Whenever I see it come on, like whether it's on like just cable TV or it's just I see it on the first thing that pops up on a streaming service. Boom, you've got me.
I think I watched it 15 times or 20 times. So
it's definitely under the conversation. If it's on the TV, you finish it wherever it starts at.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Same with The Blind Side.
That's another great one too.
So,
all right.
Move on?
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our worst tweets that we've seen through the week. Anybody want to lead off, or what should I go?
You go.
Let me lead off because I took a spin on this. I actually did a best tweet. And Drew,
Jake, you don't make the rules, okay?
I know. Hey, listen, I come
there
in.
There are no rules.
Hey, second episode, I had to feel like I'm at home a little bit, but
you did not do your homework, mister.
Hey, I tried. Skip made it, but anyways, Drew, I'm gonna have you pull up the graphics so everybody can see it. But saw this tweet where it was a picture of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray, and just again, the internet just stays undefeated with the angles of this photo. But I'm excited to see the combination of Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray. I think that people really bash on Kyler Murray a little bit. But I think for Marvin Harrison, I was looking at some of his college stats. 32 touchdowns in 3 years, 2 years as a starter. Marvin Harrison Sr., 21 touchdowns in 4 years with 3 years as a starter. So we might be on the precipice of even a better version of Marvin Harrison here. Well,
I have one question, Jake. Is there a new Call of Duty being released this year?
That's a great
for
question.
Kyler Murray's sake.
For Kyler Murray's sake, for my hot take that I'm making right now, I don't think that there's going to be a Call of Duty. Therefore, I think that Kyler Murray is going to probably be in that top 10 quarterback conversation. I don't know. We'll see.
Drew, me and you have seen Marvin in person play here in the shoe.
Buried. What was that kid who's that quarterback who left Ohio State? What was his name?
McCord, Kyle
Yeah,
McCord.
he carried McCord.
Yeah, dude, McCord was my neighbor. He lived in my same building,
Well,
and I had no idea about it until like
Slight
right before
flex.
he left. Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, I agree with you, Jake. I think that duo is going to be really underrated this year, and I think this is Arizona's chance to take a step because Marvin is. I once you see him in person, I still don't think TV does it as much justice, but he is phenomenal. And what's scary is OSU's true freshman Jeremiah Smith right now. He might be better than Marvin.
Wow. Well,
whoa.
I will tell
That's what
you,
people are saying.
I feel like it's been a recent bias of the last couple of years. These just freak wide receivers are coming out like year over year, making like rookie level impacts or like sophomore level impacts, whatever it may be. Again, thinking like of Justin Jefferson, thinking of
Garrett
just some
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, right? Some other receivers that have just been all around the league. But again, the tape that I've seen on this guy, and again, him playing at a high level of being at OSU, I just think that he's going to come in and just really dominate. Again, the NFC West seems a little bit speculative to me this year. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if that's crazy hot take that like the Cardinals could
No,
actually
that's not
play like
hot.
they could play some divisional games. And again, if they actually put some pieces together around them, they might make an
Yeah.
impact. Or if they just score 35 a game because Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. put it together, So something in that world.
Well, he is looking to. He could have an easy kind of route against playing the number one defensive backs on the teams. Like the Bills, number one is Rasul Douglas. After that's Darius Williams, and then the Lions, I believe. Who might it be? We're looking at shoot, I don't even know. NS Rackstraw Jr. for defensive backs for the Lions. I mean, this kid might torch, might break a rookie record. Who knows?
I like the take. Could happen.
So yeah, be on the lookout for Marvin Harrison lining it up in the league. He'll carry Kyle Murray. So, but all right, Matt, what was the worst tweet you saw this week?
All right. Another big game boomer tweet. Here we go. So
Oh God.
our favorite Twitter account, Big Game Boomer, top 10 worst sports towns in the US. So I'm gonna go 1 through 10 right now. Charlotte, North Carolina, number one. Anywhere in Florida, two. Phoenix, San Diego, DC, LA, Atlanta, Nashville, Cincinnati, and Seattle. So I agree with some of these on his list. I think Los Angeles is a terrible sports town. The fans, no, don't look at me like that, Jake.
I will
I
look at you
look
like that. Left,
look
right, and
at
center,
look
buddy.
at the attendance. Look at the attendance for USC and UCLA football. I
I think that we're talking about one sport in a sea of a city where there's so many other teams. Think about what are we talking about? The Dodgers, the Lakers. Come on here. The Clippers just built a new
the
arena.
the Dodgers are the worst fans in baseball.
They
The
sell out every
worst.
game.
The worst. Charlotte. All right, Charlotte. I agree with Charlotte being number one. I've heard that town is just like kind of lacking any culture whatsoever. I agree with Charlotte. Huge transient town, not many homegrown people there. I completely agree with Charlotte. Anywhere in Florida, number two. I mean,
Disrespect.
yes, I'm a
Panthers
little
just had just crazy amount of fans building the game, planting roots down here for hockey. Big fans, Heat fans. There's some dedicated Heat fans, but obviously when it comes to playoff time, showing up late.
yeah
Diehard Dolphin fans here that just
yeah. I thought number two is pretty bad. Um,
Gainesville,
Agreed.
Tallahassee, yeah, trash.
The U.
Trash.
and then DC at five. I think DC's a pretty good. No,
Well, diehard Caps fans are there. Wizards are brutal, so I can give him
no.
that.
And
Nationals
Nationals are pretty
fans,
brutal too. I mean, they got their
Nationals are
moment in the
mid.
sun, but
And then if the Commanders find it just a sniff of success, we're back.
Cincinnati. I don't agree with them. They love the Bengals. They love the Reds. They always show out. I don't agree with Cincinnati at
that's
nine.
just the
Even
slight Ohio bias, but
I
nothing
know the
crazy.
slight Ohio bias. But yeah, I think Boomers. Boomer's rankings always generate a lot of hot takes.
Seattle's kind of disrespectful too.
I
I was
know.
gonna say
I
that's the
know.
one on the list out. I mean, obviously I knee jerked at LA, but Seattle is the one I think where it's kind of like, again, maybe because the Mariners like attendance isn't great, but even then, like when it comes to like the Seahawks,
Yeah,
like
they're
the
they're
Kraken, like I
yeah,
feel like they're like really leaning in for sure.
yeah. I think Seahawks atmosphere is probably one of the best in the NFL. So Seattle, yeah, a little sus on this list.
Are
What do
there
we think about Phoenix?
uh oh, they had a
Maybe
hockey
on the
team
list, but
left.
three is high. Well, okay. I mean, that was the worst managed pro
Yeah,
franchise in
no, that's
sports.
that's what I
But
was
even
gonna
then, I
add.
mean, like with the Suns, like I feel like that's not great attendance. Like again, the Diamondbacks, like that's probably like decent attendance,
Decent,
but not like,
yes.
but they're not,
I
they've been on a little bit of
Cardinals
the
started
I
schneid.
think the
Like
decent.
Cardinals have good attendance. They do.
I
I'm
think
sure
what it
there's
comes
diehard
down to with
fans.
Phoenix, and I mean, we know this well, all going to U of A, like Phoenix is so spread out. Like, I mean,
It
I
is.
remember hearing
Huge.
from people that are there where like they don't want to drive out to Glendale to be able to go to Cardinals
It's
games.
so
There's
far
no,
away.
It's like
it's
eight.
it's a drive. It's an hour if you're driving from the center of Phoenix or something like that. It's not fun, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you're trying to go to a D-backs or Suns game downtown, or if you're coming from any of the suburbs, that's a trek.
Hell, I
Oh
mean, you
yeah.
got Chandler, Mesa, Tempe, Scottsdale, Glendale,
Queen
Goodyear,
Creek, yep.
Surprise. Like you have so many cities in
Everything.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very it's yeah, bad take by a old boomer. So not a
I agree with some of them. Some of them I do. But yeah, Cincinnati and Seattle got disrespected.
Now we got my worst tweet. So the New York Mets drafted 15th round Owen Woodward. Owen, I guess, might have been in the college league or the developmental league, so single A, triple A, whatever it was. Owen decides to go from the mound, full on sprint to spear this guy coming around third base.
Oh, I saw that video. I saw a video.
And
I just pulled up the clip and I'm watching it now. This is unreal. Oh my lord.
have you guys ever seen something like that?
Big
What a
football
form
guy.
tackle, dude.
I know, it's great.
Two-sport athlete.
Dude, get me a field full of Owen Woodwards. Holy crap. That's such a hit.
Forget about right hooking somebody in the face at second base. It's all about spears.
Dude, again, we talked about it last week, but put that down in this moment in sports history will be remembered as one of the better fights, man. Like, I don't want to see people pushing around, shoving and jawing and, a little bit of dip spits coming out of their mouth. I want to see a dude literally decleat another guy in metal
Dude,
spikes on a baseball field. Hell yeah, that's sick.
He clocks him. That was a great form. Oh my god.
That looks like prime Bob Sanders from the Colts.
Did you guys see
just
how
keep
far
watching
his
it.
helmet? Do you guys see how far his helmet flies off? The third
Later.
the runner.
That goes into the dugout for sure.
Oh my god, dude! It went back at least 10 feet.
Holy moly. That is, dude, you got to clip that for everybody. That is insane.
And then you see the whole dugout coming in, like 4 guys just fucking murking this dude.
Dude,
Dude, I'm the
imagine
guy that hit the home run, and Owen Woodward is going to be is my Monday coming in to tackle me
Yeah.
tomorrow.
dude, imagine if like you guys remember when A-Rod came back after the steroid scandal and he got plucked on purpose.
Mhm.
I forgot who the pitcher was, but imagine if he just did that to A-Rod.
He just spears him instead after serving an 80, I think it was 80 plus, or I think it was an entire year actually. It was
Yeah.
162
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Comes back first game, form tackle
Because
after your first pitch.
Because that game, A-Rod hit a home run and he was chirping
do
the
remember that.
entire time running around the bases. Would have been a perfect time to just
spear him.
Insane. But yeah, that'll wrap up worst tweet segment of the day. And we're gonna go transition to our betting segment. What we like in the Olympics. We have the Olympics coming up Friday. So if you're a degenerate gambler, you have you have the world at the palm of your hands because there's a lot to bet. So we picked a few of our favorites that we liked. Um, I'll lead off. I only have two, but um, we have freestyle swimming. So the 50-meter swimming. So just instant. You want a quick bet in and out. Caleb Dressel from the United States of America plus 300 in 2020. Didn't do as hot, but I think he has some good value and he could sneak up and win the 50 meter freestyle. So something to look out for. And then shot put, the second most powerful movement in all of mankind. That's a fact, scientific fact for everybody at home. Ryan Crozer from America will get gold and shot put minus 185. Book it.
I
So,
love that play. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie. There was a day a couple weeks ago where I was just watching a bunch of different sports and just like flipping through whatever was on like ESPN Plus, and I was watching some of the track and field stuff. That stuff just gets me hyped up, man. When you see somebody that is just an absolute brick of a human being
Yeah.
launching a metal sphere into the atmosphere, and it's like, oh, that just casually went 100 feet, or in this case, we're talking meters. So again, probably 50 to 60, 70 meters. Like these people
Hey,
are units.
Jake, you should see how far my golf club is thrown when I shank a drive.
Hey, that is impressive. I would love to see the weight comparison to a shot put ball in your golf club.
A shot put officially weighs 7.26 kilograms, 16 pounds.
Yeah, that's a
So,
hefty thing that you're throwing right there.
yeah, I believe he's 3-time champion at it. I believe I saw that, but he's very good at what he does. So, Matt, just see him spinning around and hooking that thing down the field and getting us gold, adding to our gold medal total in the Olympics.
You know, Drew, I gotta ask, with shot put being a sport that you're throwing, I feel like we've never heard about an athlete translating from shot put to a throwing based sport. You know, like you've never heard about the guy that went from shot put to being an MLB pitcher or an NFL quarterback or something like that. I imagine that the sport probably destroys your shoulder, but they're probably got the
Oh, it has
strongest
to.
like shoulder, pec, everything. Like I'd be curious to see that.
Hey, that's kind of a
It's
good lead in into our future our segment later. Yeah,
You're right. You're
big
right.
brain there.
I try. I
so
try.
it's the second most powerful movement as far as translating to that sport. It's not really many you could really translate it to if come to think of it. Anything that comes off the top of your guys' mind for at least power-based sports. I mean,
Bowling.
oh,
Being able to just
yeah.
huck it, you know. But again, different parts of your shoulder, your arm, your everything. But I don't know. I feel like that could be a sport where, again, not Olympic level, but definitely being able to just huck something
Oh,
hard and
yeah.
fast.
So definitely be on the lookout for that. What do you guys have that you want to bet for the Olympics?
Matt, you want to take it
I
over?
anything Katie Ledecky is in any event, just throw money on her. The odds might not be the best as for return value, but she'll win.
I think you should parlay her freestyle.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
what you call it?
Demon mode right there.
Yeah, the dolphin swim, the breaststroke. Just parlay it all.
And then I'm gonna throw hey, men's Olympic volleyball US for plus 750, but I'm still backing red, white, and blue. Throw some money on there. We can't be that bad compared to I don't know who was in first. I forgot. I think Italy, but
Matt, did
Yeah.
you know that Chase Budinger,
yes,
former
yes,
Arizona
he's
Wildcat,
on it.
is
Wait,
on the team?
is
Beach
he
Beach.
volleyball.
He's on
yeah,
beach
yeah,
volleyball.
beach. Yes. Yeah, dude, he's good.
Hmm. And again, he's one of those guys where, again, you know, former Arizona will definitely be watching, but that's just a sport where seeing people just being absolute freak athletes. And again, beach volleyball is not something I'm watching average
Yeah.
during the
I
week. So being able
dude,
to throw that on, great.
great. I think it's my favorite sport. Swimming and beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Swimming is a good one. I definitely enjoy just watching. Katie Ledecky has been like a great kind of point to bring up because I'm definitely excited to watch her just dominate again. But again, watching all the swimming sports and especially the team ones, like I remember like the Michael Phelps like 4x4 or the 4x100 or whatever the breakdown is, relay with the U.S. team, and he's like screaming on the side as one of the Olympians was following up to get the gold medal. It's again definitely a good team sport
Mm-hmm.
too.
And then USA medals over 40.5 minus 114 odds. Might as well just throw it on there.
I like it.
We can do
America.
it. What's a kilometer?
Drew, you gotta put the screaming bald eagle sound.
There we go.
I'll try to incorporate it somehow.
Let the people know. Well, on my end, I have a couple stats that I like to share. So the current line right now for total medals overall for the US, so gold, silver, and bronze, is at 120 over or under 121.5. So last Olympics, 113 medals in Tokyo in 2020, 121 in Rio, and 104 in 2012. Now, I think that it's a tough line, 121. I'm a big fan of taking the over. I think that when you talk about some of the different events that are going on, Matt already mentioned Katie Ledecky, but Katie Grimes also on the swimming platform, definitely big there. Sharikari Richardson, Simone Biles, Noah Lyles, the golf, the tennis, the volleyball, the basketball. Like, we're going to dominate this year. So put me at the over at 121 medals. I'm going to put us at around like the 127 range if you want to get the exacto number correct, but that's not the number I'm betting. I'm just taking the over.
So just a little light, just over 121, not a big deal.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's something where we've been around that range for the last couple of Olympics. I mean, obviously you don't have your Michael Phelps and, people that you can rely on, but I think we've got some dogs in this Olympics. So again, give me the over at 121 total medals, and you get to root for America in every event. I feel like that's a great piece to be in.
Let's make it happen. Go USA. All right. Well, thank you for that, Jake. That wraps up our Olympic betting segment. And we're going to go into our final. And we have 2 Bleacher ranking segments for you folks today. Super pumped about that. So our first one is athletes you like to see compete in a home run derby. So I think I'll take it again as far as athletes I want to see in a home run derby. So I'll
Make it
lead
happen.
off. My number 1, I like to see Kyle Berkshire. And if you're not familiar with Kyle Berkshire, he is a world long drive champion. So he can drive it 460 yards down the fairways. Let me see that in a baseball bat.
I
Hitting
like it.
it 550. Let's break Mickey Mantle's record. Following that, Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
Wembanyama with the baseball bat.
Longest bat path in all of what would be baseball for sure.
Jake, as far as having baseball bats, what's the longest baseball bat that you remember seeing maybe growing up as a kid or
Growing up as a kid, I mean, I feel like you're probably getting longest bats or maybe like 34
well,
inches at that point. But I mean, I feel like he's probably like in the MLB, they're using larger bats for sure. Like some of these guys are probably using like 38s or something like that.
give him 50, give him 60.
Yeah, get this guy. He's gonna need a long, but give him a tree trunk, like a Looney Tunes style tree trunk type thing.
And then Lasha Talakahadze. I'm totally butchering that, but he is the world record holder for power snatch, and power snatch is the first most powerful movement in all sports and athletics.
Thank you for
So,
getting both of those involved in the pod today. Thank you, Drew. We appreciate that.
So, most powerful man in the world. Let me just get him a baseball bat. Let's see if I can smash homers.
Too good.
So Jake, who would you like to see in your home run derby?
All right. So in my home run derby, I have Shaquille O'Neal. And I want to see this guy just absolutely rip home runs. I mean, again, I feel like celebrity softball game is more of the vibe right now, but I feel like in his era, if you're giving him a bat, talk about a guy that also needs a tree trunk like Victor Wembanyama, he would be hitting some nuke home runs there for sure.
1992 Shaq.
1992 Shaq, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
The next people I have are actually a set of brothers, and I'm going to put Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce just for the memes of having them both
I almost put Travis.
And I think the whole reason behind it is like, again, they seem like guys that are really just all sport kind of just being around there, and I feel like they probably could get some good competitive juices going. So if there was a celebrity home run derby, give me those three for sure. They just happen to all be podcast people too, but give me all three of them for sure.
That'd be sick. All right, Matt, what do you have for us?
All right. Steven Adams, baby, leading it off because I've heard I people in the NBA that have said that Steven Adams is probably the strongest player in the league at one point. The dude, like, I forgot who, like, what show it was, what podcast. They're like, who is the last player in the entire league that you would want to fight? And Steven Adams always comes up. The dude's a tank. I feel like he could hit some bombs, you know?
Definitely could hit some bombs.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
And the hair in the background, it's got like a
Yes.
majestic flow to it too. I
Dude.
like the take.
He would, yeah. Steven Adams. Gronk, going off your tight end theme, Gronk I think would be good at it. He'd be fun at it. Give me Gronk. And then Connor McDavid. He's already, has the hand-eye coordination to hit. I'm assuming he's pretty strong. Give me McDavid. Best player in the NHL. Yeah, he could probably hit some balls.
Definitely good body control.
Yes.
Absolutely. Best player in hockey, just not the best player of all time yet.
We're getting there.
Sweet. All right. Well, that sounds like a pretty fun home run derby. Let's go ahead and move on to our next top or best, not top five, but dream night out, a blackjack table in Vegas with three athletes currently alive. So who wants to go first since I went first last one?
I'm not gonna lie. I think we have to let Matt go because I was seeing the notes and it's too good to not let you go first, Matt. So definitely rip away, please.
All right. Athlete number one for Dream Night Out Blackjack Table in Vegas. Shohei Otani's interpreter, baby. Let's lead it off.
So good.
I want a bankroll to start off the night. His interpreter, I think, we can make some moves, and I think it would be a good addition, good asset to the group. Having
You just
him
got to
there.
make sure that he tells you not to just push in all the time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're gonna probably have to rein him back at the table a little bit too, but
Yeah.
definitely a good addition there for sure.
Clay Thompson, I just think he'd be a chill dude to hang out with and go out. He doesn't seem like over the top. He's not high maintenance. Give me Clay Thompson all day for like a chiller night.
Mm-hmm.
And then George
Okay.
Kittle, he just seems fun. I don't know if you guys been watching Receiver on Netflix, but Kittle just seems like a great person to be around. He'd be a fun time. So Otani's interpreter, Clay, and George. Give me those three.
George Kittle is definitely golden retriever energy.
Yes.
Big golden retriever energy for sure.
All right, Jake, you want to go ahead and take off?
Yeah, I can go ahead for it. All right. So the first person I had is Ricky Henderson. And the reason why is and the reason why is because honestly, just the energy at that table is going to be insane. First off, I've heard that he talks in the third person. So just being able to have that energy is going to be unreal. But again, he seems like somebody who's going to lift up the dealer just as much as the other people that are on the team, but he'll tell you if you're not playing well and it'll be obvious. I want people that are they know what they're doing there. The next person I had was Gretzky. And I think because at the end of the day, he's not only the GOAT, I feel like there'd be good conversation at the table. But to Matt's point about having someone that's maybe a little bit more calm, cool, collected, but then it still kind of has that competitive, like we've got to play right. I'm putting Gretzky there.
Nice.
And then I don't mean to just play into the whole like this person's like the degenerate, it is what it is. But give me Tiger. Again, I feel like the dynamic at that table now of Ricky, Tiger, and Wayne Gretzky, and now Jake Snyder, of course, like it screams like there's a championship energy that's there. So I feel like we're coming out on top. Like we talked about, Tiger doesn't finish anything but first, so we're finishing first.
Hey, Tiger Woods is a very experienced Las Vegas enjoyer, as we've seen.
He's gonna know and listen, he's gonna know the spots where to go. So again, trust the guy right there. Trust the big cat.
Just don't trust them to go to a Perkins
Yeah, no, 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 no,
after
no.
dark.
We trust him until we don't. Again, we got to reel him in, just like Matt's gonna have to reel in Shohei Ohtani's interpreter. Come on.
Jake might be Jake might end up on the roof of like the Hangover movie with that cast.
Oh, for sure. I love it.
Watch out for Ricky Henderson, that's for sure.
Hey, we'll be a speedy bunch for sure. But Drew, what's your top blackjack table?
Who I'd like to have at my blackjack table? First off, Paul Bissonnette. Seems like the
Great
coolest guy
answer.
ever. I would love to just hang out with him. Very chill. He'd probably be on some special plants and herbs, hanging out, chilling, relaxing. So I like to have him at my table. Next, Baker Mayfield. I think Baker, we gotta get somebody who likes to get after it. Baker's just gonna be deleting drinks one after the other.
I like that.
He'd be definitely a good time.
He's
Uh,
gonna be the guy that's like whistling over the waitress, but then like tipping 25. So it's gonna be obnoxious that he's getting drinks all the time, but at least he's like treating like
oh yeah.
financially responsibly, you know?
Yeah, we gotta have Baker. And then last, John Crook. I think John Crook would be sick.
That is a good dynamic at that table for sure.
John Crook just ripping sticks and putting in lips and just betting big bets at the table, having a good time. So I think that'd be a pretty good bunch to just hang out at a blackjack table with.
I'm loving it. John Kruk out of nowhere, but definitely, again, you're playing into the casino vibes. You got to have somebody that's probably ripping heaters on the side. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be a good bunch. So hopefully some in the comments people say who has the best table. Feel free to say who had the best. But that'll do it for the show. Appreciate for everyone tuning in and the new subscribers. We're at 21 subscribers, so very pumped for those who joined. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. Follow our Twitter. We've been bumping on Twitter lately. After after the whole airplane debacle this past week. So definitely follow our Twitter, Spotify, give it a listen. And I think that'll do it for this week from the Bros and the Bleachers podcast.